All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest episode of Ugo Gaming. I am Ugo, your host, and we are broadcasting from Kingdom 1426. And today we took the time to beat each one of the five bosses of the Karuak ceremony. And here are the first three. This is a three-part series. Today we're talking about bosses 1, 2, and 3. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and stay tuned because the other two bosses, we're going to break them into two separate videos. So you don't want to miss the three-part series that we have going on. Now, depending on your level, this might be easy, this might be hard. If you've been playing the game very long and you already have your T4s or your T5s, the first three bosses, really, there's not much to it. I'm sure you're going to beat them. Now, there is an element of a community here because the requirements for each of the bosses vary, but for the most part, you have to help your alliance members either rally or attack some of these bosses to get to the point where you can summon them and attack them as a community. So definitely, like many aspects of the game, community is encouraged and teamwork is encouraged. So definitely you want to make sure that you are in the right alliance where people are scheduling these events in advance and letting everybody know, hey, let's gather here, let's do it at this time, and here's what we need. So in this particular instance, I brought to the battle this march in green that you see. Normally these bosses you want to tank first, and if you're not familiar with the concept of tanking, basically you want to have a march that hits like a tank at first. Richard is particularly good at that. If you don't have them expertise, then you may want to bring out a CPO or maybe even a Sun Tzu. Somebody with infantry is typically a little bit more tanky than, say, Mina or one of the other cavalry commanders. Anyways, so in this instance, we are going to tackle or to tank with Richard and Martel, and not much to it. We're gonna say, okay, ready, set, go, basically with the emoji text, which I wish you could customize, but you really can't. So I typically tell people, hey, follow me together and charge. So here is when we select the boss. We start heading to it and give the signal. Now, somebody there beat me to it, but thankfully it was also a Richard, so for all practical purposes, it works out. And then you see everybody kind of gets the cue, hey, we need to start hitting the boss. So this one goes down very quickly. We're already seeing the health bar halfway through, so not really much to it. Just make sure you have plenty of people online, and boom, there you go. First boss taken care of, and now I typically send my marches back, and let's move over to the next video where we are going to look at the second boss. Now, in this case, I had to tell people, hey, there is nowhere to summon the next boss. Please get out of the map if you don't mind, or outside of Alliance territory. So, anyways, so switch over, and now here we go. Selecting Richard again. We're gonna sub Joan for Martel, and then this time around, we're gonna hit it with a full march. So there we have it, coming out. Now this guy looks a little bit different, the second boss, and basically the same as the first boss. If you have enough of a crowd, you're really not gonna have a problem at all defeating this one. Now, while we're talking about the commanders, you want to make sure that besides the one that is tanking, that the others, when it comes to these neutral and barb units, you want to hit them with peacekeeper commanders. Some of the others just really don't face the barbarian units like they should. So in this particular case, Richard is a great tank for it, but the rest of them, like I said, you should really be hitting with other commanders. Now, in this particular case, also, if you look at the buffs, you will see that the unit, the barbarian unit, is mostly infantry. So later on, we're gonna get into a little bit more detail when you really have to be picky is in the fourth and fifth boss. So again, don't forget to check out video 2 and 3 of this series. So right there, second boss, we're attacking it, we're going through it. Somebody has an Alex expertise over there. You can see all the shields flying, and we get it down to almost nothing. And really, again, very easy if you have a crowd at all. There's nothing else you have to be concerned about. So right there, we beat the second boss, and again, nothing to it. From there, now let's move over to the third one. Now, for the third one, I decided to go ahead and use a 24-hour enhanced attack boost. We're gonna need it for the other bosses to come, so went ahead and did that. And now is when we go ahead and get ready. So again, tanking with Richard and Martel, and I'm giving my signals again. So follow me together, and let's see, action right there, charge, and we're attacking it. This one takes a little bit longer, but then everybody kind of gets the memo. We are attacking together. So if you have a hard time with any of these bosses, consider going ahead and adding to your attack boost a rune. Make sure that you have the right skin for the type of unit that you need in your city, and then also a 25% or 50% expanded march boost. Now here my Richard got very low, so I went ahead and pulled him out and then selected just the quickest march I could get over there to put the finishing touches on it. So Mina and Tao went over there, got a couple stabs at it, and boom, we defeated that boss. So right there, very easy work. There's really nothing much else to add except for just again make sure that you have enough people online, that you give them heads up that hey, we're gonna do everything at this particular time, and then here you go. Now the hard ones. So that is when we're gonna get into the last two, which we're gonna cover in the next couple of videos. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. And then if you have any questions or you would like for me to cover any other material, please make sure to ask that in the comments, and I will get those videos produced as soon as I can. But otherwise, thanks again, and here's the tag. I don't always play Rise of Kingdoms, but when I do it and more in Kingdom 1426. Stay thirsty, my friends.